Yes, please. See, if you look at my background, my family's background, we've been in this spices business over 125 years. It's a 125 years old company. We are based basically out of a small town called Nadiad in Gujarat, near Kheda district. It's in Kheda district. And, once my grandfather and their brothers parted, the joint family parted away, we established ourselves in Unja, which is Asia's largest spices trading center. And my grandfather wandered quite a few places, to Bombay and to other places in India where he wanted to set up his business after being parted with his brothers. But later on, he just decided, Unja being a very small town, and in those days, yeah, the expenses were even low in this area. So he decided to settle down here. And slowly and gradually, the Unja market, came up, and it's one of the largest spices trading center in Asia, probably one of the largest in the world. And we've been established here since 1951. It's about 75 years now. And my father took over the reins in about 1967. And after I finished my studies in 1994, I joined the business. If you talk about my background, I was educated first in Mount Abu. I'm an ex-Sofian, Mount Abu. In those days, it was just like, boys were allowed only up to class 3. Then I was educated at Mayo College, Ajmer, which I'm sure you're familiar with. So I did my primary schooling in Ajmer, class 12. And I did my graduation from the Maharaja Sayaji Rao University of Baroda. I did my graduation, and then I did my diploma in international marketing and international business from the IIEM in Baroda. So this is my background, and I joined business in 1994 after graduating, and up till then we were just supplying to exporters in India. I mean, to all over the Bombay was the hub. After I joined business, we started supplying to the international market, and since 1997 we've been supplying, and we've had a history of supplying quality goods and no nonsense stuff, sort of a thing. And we have that reputation in the market of supplying quality goods and what to say, and on-time delivery, that which is main. And now the challenges in those days were very different. Logistics in those days was a challenge when we just started supplying. Information was a challenge in those days because there was no mobiles, there were no internet in the late 90s and early 2000s. So yes, we used to keep typewriters, and computers in those days was a very rare thing.
Right.
So yeah, and slowly and gradually we started developing the modern facilities that catering to the needs of the clients and the countries. Today, we started off with supplying to countries like Australia and Kuwait and the USA and Japan. Today, we are supplying to about 15 to 17 countries around the world. We're supplying seed spices, and we cater to the norms of the importing country. And we have our own setup out here. And besides this, I'm also the chairman of the Federation of Indian Spice Stakeholders. I was nominated as chairman in March this year at our annual meet. It's a 2-year tenure. And I'm just trying to do whatever I can best for the trade. My vision for the trade is to try and get the best practices out of the trade. I am always looking for innovation and invention in the trade. Today, the biggest challenge that the trade is facing is labor. Labor in terms of skilled and unskilled, because a lot of people now they just want to go in for the white collar jobs. So that is one challenge. So I'm trying to get in touch with like-minded people the APMCs and all, and trying to get people on board to get some automation done, get AI on board. Now, artificial intelligence these days is the norm of the day. So for market inputs, for price discovery, and for even running the machines I mean, of course, this is a very early stage for me to predict what AI can do to our industry. But yes, I would like to see, somebody sitting in Bombay and operating a machine or a factory in Ahmedabad. So that's all possible through AI. It's going to take a long time. This is just a idea that I normally put forward. And yes, labor is a big problem. So in automation, even if you come down to the APMCs and you see how the labor works, how the goods are packed, I see a lot of opportunities in automation. Somebody has to take the lead. We are in touch with the chairman and the Agricultural Produce Market Committee of Unja, where we are suggesting quite a few things. Organic farming is a big in a big way these days. Yes, it's a challenge because the land is not all that viable at the moment, but we are taking that project up. The other opportunity that I see out here is
sorry. May I just interrupt here? Can you give a sense of, what does the spice trading industry, what does it entail, the whole spice trading business, right? Because we're talking about trading and we're not talking about processing yet. What does it entail? What makes for really high quality spice trading, and which has brought you the opportunity of also being able to market it and sell it or export it to, you said 17 countries, right? I mean, I don't imagine that there are a lot of players who have that kind of scale and that kind of reach, right? So it is pretty unique that you are supplying to so many different countries. So if you can talk a little bit about what makes that opportunity, what made that opportunity come alive, whether it is from, what kind of spice you source and, how do you maintain quality and so on and so forth. So if you can just provide that. And then the second question after that, I would like for you to kind of articulate your vision for your company a little bit more concretely. Where do you see it go? Do you want to grow it 5x, 10x, 15x, 20x? Because I mean, you already are very well established, but how would you like to do that, and why do you have that kind of a vision? I mean, is it that you are looking to make Gujarat, for example? And I don't want to put words in your mouth. I'm just kind of stating this as an example. But, is it that you want to put Gujarat on the map, on the global map? By doing that, you want India to be the largest player. I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm just kind of giving some examples, right? So articulate that both for your personal company, but also your vision vis-a-vis, your region, your country, and so on. So I'm going to put myself on mute again. All right. Yeah.
See, we have the spices that we deal in. We normally deal in cumin seeds, fennel seeds, fenugreek, as methi, ajwain, mustard, and sesame. Unja is the hub. I mean, for all these spices, yes, Unja's spices are famous all over the world. I mean, anything that you say, ki jeera is exported, most of the volumes that are exported are about, say, 70 to 80% of the volumes exported are from Unja. And this being a traditional business, I was trained to be honestly honest, to be very honest with you. I was not made to be a businessman. I was more of an entrepreneur than a businessman. But then as I got along, I tried to transform myself into a businessman. So
what would be the difference as per you between the two?
A businessman has to be very shrewd. An entrepreneur is not all that shrewd. He's just looking for more opportunities and just going along his way. So I'm not a very shrewd person, in terms of being a businessman. I mean, yes, I do get a lot of scolding from my father as well. You're not a businessman. So that's, I mean, I'm more sort of a liberal person than being very shrewd in my approach or uh, in my dealings, as you may say. So in entrepreneurship and in you just looking for opportunities and new ways of developing your business. And I've started the export business. I've started from zero, although we had our own business, but I've started this from zero and to what we are today. And the products that we deal in is cumin seeds, fennel seeds, and it's basically the raw material that we normally clean and grade and pack it according to the requirements of the consumers. In their, we are normally into bulk packing at the moment. My vision for the company is to, number one, take the company forward maybe in the next 2-3 years for the retail packing. We may do it for the companies that we deal in their brand, or do it in our own brand. That's one thing that we are debating at the moment. And also, I see a lot of opportunities in down the line in value addition. In value addition, I mean, I'll give you an example. If you're uh, supplying, say, whole jeera, for example, uh, you process it into powders, you process it into your seasonings. So that is where I see a great opportunity, because what is happening these days is the world is buying the normal, seed spices from us and processing it at their end. So why can't we do it? That is one area that the retail packaging and the value addition in the spices are the two greatest opportunities that I see at the moment. When you talk about the market share, India controls about 70% of the spice production of the world, and India exports about 70% of the spice products. So, I mean, production and supply side, India does not have a problem. Yes, one uh, very big challenge that the spice industry at the moment is facing is the norms, country-wise norms. Every country has a different norm. You go to Europe, you go to USA, you go to Japan, you go to Australia, you go to Middle East, you go anywhere you go. Every country has a different norm to be catered to, and that is a big challenge. We are uh, engaging with the government at different levels to harmonize the quality standards so that it's easier for us. At the moment, the strictest norms are in the world are from the European side. There are a lot of challenges and very strict MRLs on pesticides they've put. Yes, one thing I would like to articulate and I would like to repeat what our honorable foreign minister always says, that Europeans are double standards, and I totally agree with him. Right. So I don't know if you want me to speak on that, but do you want me to speak on that?
You are free to speak what you think is relevant. Absolutely.
Okay. Because they are the people, see, the biggest producers and exporters of pesticides, pesticides to be sprayed are the Europeans. And they want a pesticide-free product. So how, I mean, it's very, I always feel it's a double standard game. And, they always think that their problems are the world's problems and the world's problems are not their problems. So that is one thing, one challenge that I'm already, in my capacity as chairman, I have a 2-year tenure. This is what I'm really articulating and fighting for, that we need a fair deal from around the world. We have a codex committee, standard, harmonized standard for quality, which I feel should be adhered to by every country. But yes, of course, there are political challenges and non-tariff barriers, because what I feel today is that India, rising India, the European people are, or the Americans and the Europeans are not very, they will never come on board when they see India rising. They want us to be that underdeveloped and developing country that they don't want us to. So that is a big challenge that India is facing today. But I'm sure with the leadership that we have, we will overcome all this. And we are on board with the government. We are fighting, and I don't think there's anything that I need to counter to the government. I mean, they're doing a fantastic job, and we're getting a lot of support from the government as well. They listened to us. Earlier governments just said okay, okay, and they never did anything. But now, yes, the government listens to us. As a federation, we'll be signing an MOU with the Gujarat government on the 9th and 10th of October on the regional. We have the regional Vibrant Gujarat Summit on 9th and 10th of October. So we'll be signing an MOU with the government on skill development and entrepreneurship development to promote skill and entrepreneurship in our area in North Gujarat. And we are a part of the Vibrant Gujarat as well. We were a part of the World Spice Congress organized by Spices Board in 2023. So, and we, during our events as well, we promote startups, we promote young entrepreneurs, whoever has done good in their own field. We promote them, we motivate them, and we honor them. We also honor legends of the spice industry at our events. And that's how we normally look forward to inclusive growth of the entire industry.
And that's wonderful. By the way, you're very articulate. I must mention that it's been, you very systematically handling all of those, the queries, and the structure is really good. Thank you for that. It really makes our job a little bit easier.